Good morning, students. I'm Praveen Thakur here with your Standard 4 English. Welcome back to our English class. Students, in my previous video, we had started with the chapter 6, Saving the Sparrow. So we saw in our first video how a sparrow was trapped in the power line. Power line is the electricity wires that you can see going from one pole to other, from one village to the other, and we don't know from where it starts and where it goes. But every place they have a power substation where the main office is to look after the maintenance of the wires. So in this village also, Hira Lal, a young boy, saw a sparrow trapped in a wire. And he first went to his mother and father for help, but they said that it is too dangerous because the wires, they have electricity and it is very high also. Hira Lal became sad, but then he went to the power station where he met Ram Bharose, the maintenance man, and asked his help. But he said that I am helpless because you have to ask my supervisor. Maybe he can help. So Hira Lal met the supervisor. Before we start, let us see some word meanings. Desperately, that is extremely, trying very hard to do something. Plead, beg. You say again and again, please do this, please help me. So that is plead. Companion, friend, partner. Extension, that is from one to another, is known as extension, increase. Rescue, to save someone. Heart of gold, very kind person. So when you are very kind, you always think of something good for the others. So that means you have a heart of gold. Heart was racing, very excited. So when you are very excited, like sir, your birthday is tomorrow, how excited you become. When you are running very fast and you stop, then your heart beats very fast. So that is, heart was racing. Now let us continue. So we read up to this line where Hira Lal asked Ram Bharose to switch off the line, but Hira Lal says that I am sorry, you will have to talk to the supervisor. So Ram Bharose takes Hira Lal to the supervisor and he tells him with tears in his eyes because he is sad for the sparrow. A sparrow is going to die because its foot is caught in the power line. If you can switch off the power, we can take the bird down. Please, you must listen to me. The old man listened to Hira Lal patiently, means very nicely. Son, switching off the power is not going to be easy, he said. Think of the hospitals. Let us see here you can see here this is Ram Bharose, this is Hira Lal here, and this is the old man, the supervisor, who is listening to very nicely to the boy. Think of the hospitals. What will happen to a patient who is in the middle of an operation and suddenly the line goes off? What will happen? Anything can happen. The patient can die also, students. So that is why the supervisor said it is not easy to switch off the power line. He stopped and looked into Hira Lal's red eyes, sad eyes. Then he said, tell me your name, son. Also tell me where you live. He touched the boy's shoulder. So the supervisor asked the name and address of the boy, Hira Lal, and told him, you have a large heart. So he said that you have a large heart means you are so kind that you are thinking about a bird who's trapped on a wire. But it's time for you to return home. It's growing dark outside. So why it was late? Because Hira Lal had come back from school and he saw it was trapped, the sparrow. He asked his mother and father for help. Then he came back to the power station. So it was dark now. Now here you can see, sad and helpless, Hiralal returned home. Why he was sad and helpless? Because he was sad for the sparrow and helpless because he could not do anything for the sparrow. Sometime near dawn, he woke up to loud noises. So near dawn means early in the, before the sunrise. Before the sunrise, it is known as dawn. That is at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock you can say. "Oi Hiralal, come out!" Somebody shouted. Hiralal shot out of the house. That means he quickly came out of the house. He ran very fast out of the house. His heart was racing. That means he was very excited. What happened? Who's calling him? He had sent 3 men. One of them was Ram Bharose. So when he came out very fast out of the house, he saw 3 men were standing near his house. And one of them was Ram Bharose. See, sometime in the night, Hiralal woke up to loud noises. Here you can see 3 men outside Hiralal's house. Let us see. And it is dark. There is a power shutdown at the station. Ram Bharose explained. Power shutdown means there was some problem out there, so the power had to be shut. So when the wire breaks or something is wrong, so they switch off the power. So they had come with a truck to rescue the sparrow. So Ram Bharose said that some work is going on at the power station, so I have brought the truck to rescue the sparrow. Hurry and jump into the truck. Show us where the sparrow is. So he said, Ram Bharose, come inside the truck and show us where the sparrow is. So now students, Hiralal must really be happy. Hiralal searched for the bird. Suddenly he yelled, "A little more to the right, a little more." And in the night so early, it is dark and there was no electricity because the power was shut. So with the help of the torch, they had to search. And the electric lines are so long, so it is difficult in the night to search. They were now directly under the power line where the sparrow was trapped. Trapped means its feet was trapped in the power line. So with the help of the truck, and on the truck there is a big ladder so that they can reach the electricity wires. The driver steered the wheel in position. Steered the wheel means the steering wheel of the truck. He put it right under where the sparrow was and got the extension ladder ready. So extension ladder, the ladder that goes up and up. Ram Bharose swung up the extension ladder as the other man switched on his torch and held it up. So one man was in the truck, the other was holding the torch showing the sparrow, and Ram Bharose climbed the steps of the ladder. The light from the torch picked out the sparrow hanging from the wire. So with the help of the torch, they saw the sparrow from the wire, and they have a very big torch, very powerful torch they have. Ram Bharose carefully loosened the bird's claw that was caught in the wire and put the sparrow in his shirt pocket. So Ram Bharose, with his hand, he took out the feet of the bird from the wire, and it was a very small, sparrows are very small, isn't it? And he put it in his shirt. The rescue had taken only a few minutes because very soon 3 people were there. Very soon they found where the sparrow is and rescued the sparrow. Ram Bharose and companions left after handing the sparrow to Hiralal. So Ram Bharose took the sparrow from his pocket and gave it to Hiralal. The bird rested in his cupped hands. Suddenly it jumped out of his hands to spread its wings and began to fly. So the moment the bird was in Hiralal's hand, it took some minutes to rest and then it flew away. Hiralal would always remember this magical moment. It was this magical because he was a young boy, and with his help he had rescued the sparrow, and the sparrow was in hands also for a few minutes. So that is why it was a magical moment for him. Now students, explanation over. Let's begin with the question answer. Here you can see Ram Bharose is handing the sparrow to Hira Lal. And it is so dark. You can see how dark it is. In what ways was the power line useful? Think of two reasons. So the power line supplied electricity to the houses in the village. It was also where the sparrows came to rest in the evening. So these are the two reasons. First, the electricity gave power to the whole village, and the sparrows used to rest on that power line. What did Hira Lal see when he was cycling to school one morning? Hira Lal saw a sparrow trapped in the power line. It was hanging head downwards, flapping its wings. Other sparrows were twittering loudly around it. So, twittering, what I explained, students? Twittering means making a loud noise, isn't it? And the feet of the sparrow was trapped and his head was downside and leg upside. And that's power line, and it was trying very hard to fly away, but it could not. What did Hira Lal request the supervisor to do? Did the supervisor agree to do it? Why or why not? Hira Lal requested the supervisor to shut off the power so that the trapped sparrow could be rescued. But supervisor did not agree to this because shutting off power suddenly would affect work negatively in hospitals and factories. So suddenly if there is power down, lot of loss is there, because suppose in hospitals they are operating a patient, the patient can die. Like just now when you all are taking online classes, suddenly there is no network. Can you join the class? No. Then you feel very sad, isn't it? There is no network. What did Hira Lal request the supervisor to do? Did the supervisor agree? Okay, we have read this. How did Ram Bharose rescue the sparrow? Ram Bharose shut off the power at night and drove in a truck to Hira Lal's village. He called Hira Lal and asked him to show them where the sparrow was. When Hira Lal took them to the place, Ram Bharose climbed up an extension ladder as another person held a torch up. By the torch light, Ram Bharose loosened the bird's claw from the wire and brought it down to safety. So this one is a long answer, but you have to learn this very nicely because this is a very important question. How the rescue took place. So students, with this we have finished our explanation also, and 4 question answers also we have done. So I hope this video will be a lot of help to you. So thank you students, and take care.